Hello, Saturday afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. I haven't done a wee video for a week or something, a couple of weeks, can't remember. Anyway, today's the day Scotland start a World Cup campaign, so let's hope we have a good game and we win the match and we're on our way to winning the next match. We'll see. Anyway, just a quick update on, I was at the Saturday morning, as I say, I was at the car boot today and I had a particularly good morning. Well, I think I had a particularly good morning. I thought I'd share it with you, what I picked up. Quite random stuff, really. Random bits and bobs, which is how I like it to be. Keeps it interesting. The first thing I picked up this morning was this robotic vacuum cleaner with its charging dock. Picked that up for. I've tried it. It works fine. I just haven't logged into the app to get the app. You can log into it. You can register on the app, and then you can control it from your phone. I haven't done that yet, but it works fine. It charges up and then it goes. You have to stop it. It's switched off at the moment. Pretty clean condition, not too bad. A couple of hairs, but then so far. I got that for £10. £10, yeah. I think you're looking at £40, 40, 50 quid for that, which is quite good. It's quite good. It's in really good condition. It's really clean. So that was good. That was the first thing I bought. The second thing, I bought quite a few things from. There's a house cleaners guy that I go to regular, buy a lot of stuff from, and generally the stuff I get from him is good. It's generally good, and I usually do okay off them. So the second thing I seen this, and I said, "How much do you want for the whole box?" And he went, "What, you want the whole lot?" I said, "Aye." He was like, "Right, okay." I don't know if I can show you this without all the tipping in. It's a whole box of remote controls. Whole box of remote controls. It's full of remote controls. And he said, "I want £1 of remote control." I went, "How much do you want for the whole box?" He says, "We'll count them, tell me how many's in the box, and we'll do a deal." So I turned away and I went, so well. So I said, 25 quid. 25 quid, and I'll take them off your hands. He went, "There's a lot more than 25 remote controls in that box." I said, "I know there is." I said, "But I'll give you 25 quid for it." Since it's you, he says, "Alright, take it, 25 quid. So there's, there only needs to be 5 in there worth a fiver each, which is very, very likely, and you're well in profit. In fact, this one is the only one I've actually checked. This is a Sony, I can't remember what it was. It's no batteries on it, no batteries, nice and clean. And I think that was, you're talking about £12.99, £13, £14 for that one on its own. So there's half the money, and it's a whole box of remote controls. And most of them are like Panasonic, Samsung, that kind of thing. So we're doing alright with that. Wee bit of work in it, but that's okay. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. And then the next thing I got from him was, I don't know if you can see, my daughter's moved house in Newcastle. She moved in last weekend, and I was trying to pick things up for her. She had a really small garden in the house she was in before, and it was AstroTurf. It was tiny, but she's got a new lawn, a new garden, and it's new turf, so it needs to be looked after properly. But obviously, it's a lot bigger than what they had. So I said, "I'll keep an eye open for a lawnmower for you and a strimmer, because it's just grass, so they just need to run a lawnmower, and there's no gardening involved really." So she said, "Right, Dad," and she says, "You couldn't keep your eye open for a wee telly for me?" I said, "What time for my kitchen?" She said, "A lovely kitchen, big kitchen, very nice." And I said, "Aye, what size?" 32 inch. I said, "I've got one here, 28 inch or something." "I want a 32 inch. Okay." So the same guy that I bought the remote controls off of, and the vacuum, he had a lawnmower in there. So the lawnmower and that's in a different place. So that's a wee telly there, wee smart telly, 32-inch smart TV. So off it, I got the 32-inch smart TV off them. These are not for sale. These are from going down to Newcastle whenever I go down to see my daughter. A Flymo lawnmower, a Rovi Strimmer. They all work. I've tried them all, tested, all working. And a smart TV that's working and tested. 30 quid. 30 quid for the whole lot. Can't argue with that. Right, Kerry, that's 100 quid, you owe me. Yeah, so did that. And then I seen these, right, and it just takes you back, man. Two wee women. I said, how much is your Tupperware containers? Proper Tupperware containers, retro, original Tupperware containers. And she was telling me she was cleaning out her mum's loft and that. We had a wee chat about that. Obviously I did that 10 years ago. And we had a wee chat about that. So I said to her, how much do you want for the containers? And she said, £3 for the two. I bought it. I said, what's your flasks? These will take you back if you're of a certain vintage. Thermos and Aladdin thermos flasks. I said, how much do you want for your flasks? She went, I said, the £5 for the lot. She went, aye, £1 each. Is it a £5 for the lot? She went, yeah. I said, happy with that? Yep, happy with that. £30 for the two together. I reckon roughly looking up sales and all that prices when I was just a wee while ago. £30, £25, £30, £35, something like that, and about the same for these. The £30, £35. So you're talking about maybe between 60 and 70 quid for that. Not selling them like other, but total price, total value, total cost, total price for £5. Can't argue with that. And then what else did I buy? Samsonite's a good make a case. Samsonite, a vintage Samsonite case. It needs a bit of a clean, a bit of markings on it, but it's in generally good condition. Not a lot. I bought a Samsonite case, like a kind of modern one, last week for 12 quid. Blue one. Gave it a wipe with baby wipe. Give it a clean. Got it on Sunday. Yeah, I got it last Sunday morning. Got it on Sunday for 12 quid. Sold it on Monday for 40. And it's away, it's been delivered. So that was alright. Quick flip there. This is a vintage one, there's no wheels on it or anything. And so I got that off the same guy. And this just to, I said, what do you want for the Quicksilver bag? And he went, I don't know, £5 each. I says, I'll give you 8 quid for the two. That's fine, mate. 8 quid for the two. So I got that for £4 and that for £4. There's got to be £30 in that at least. 15 quid in that. You know, it's all good, man. But the biggie today, I spied them sitting there, and there was a guy and his wife. I don't know where they're from. They're not Scottish or English or British, but they're there all the time. They're cool. They're all right. Of course they are. But he has everything laid out everywhere and on the floor and all that. I don't think he doesn't have any tables up. It's all laid out on the floor. I spied these. So how much do you want for the speakers? And he said £20 for the lot. £20 for the lot. 15. Give you 15. Yeah, 15. That's fine. They're Kefs speakers. And if you know your stuff, you know that Kefs are really good make. They're solid. A few marks on them, nothing major. Everything's still there. The grills on them are in great condition. There's no rips, no tears. Right, and there's 4 of these bad boys. 4 of these satellite speakers, and they're all in the same condition with the bracket. Grills are on great nick. When I give them a wipe, they'll probably come up. There's a few scrapes on them because of the high gloss varnish, high gloss finish. Of course, they're going to get marked, and then you don't know how marked they get marked just getting brought to the car boot. So there was 4 satellite speakers and a big centre speaker. Still the same, it's immaculate. A few marks on it, nothing major. Good speakers. I haven't tried them yet, I haven't tested them yet, but I have no reason to believe that they'll not sound amazing, because it's only cosmetic. And as I say, if there was any damage to the speakers, this would be damaged as well. But they're in great nick. £15. I reckon, looking up quickly, about half an hour ago, you're talking about £250 to £300. Depends how I sell them. I don't know if I'm going to sell them as a pair of satellite speakers or sell them as a full set. I haven't really looked into what's the best option. I reckon you're talking 250, 300, 200, 300, somewhere in that ballpark. I don't think I'd take less than 200 quid for them. And even then I'd be looking for a wee bit more for £15. So there you go. That was this morning. I think I did okay. It's a wee thing I got a few weeks ago, and I brought it home, and I don't know what I did, but I was convinced that this is what I did buy this morning, but I thought you might like this. But then I tried it the other day, and I thought, and it works. Well, it works to a point. Obviously, this will blow your mind when you're watching your Netflix on your phone. A wee telly, and it works. Well, you can't get a picture on it because there's no analog pictures anymore. I need to connect a video, get a wee connector that fits in it, because there's only a wee input in the back. You can get I had looked it up, and I can buy a wee adapter and all that, but checking with my research and all that, the fact that you get the white noise and the snow in the picture, it should be fine. The radio works fine. The aerials great, isn't dented, broken or anything. I didn't have a mains lead for it, and that's one that was the other thing I picked up last week. A big bag of mains leads off this guy for £2. How handy was that? That was one of them. Fitted that, brilliant. There you go. I've got a big box of mains leads now that I'll find homes for £2. So that works, and there's had a lot of interest on that, and I reckon that'll go this weekend. I think you're talking for what did I pay for this? £2 or something? I paid £2 for it. But 35 quid, £2. Basically a free lead. So yeah, it's we're doing okay, man. We're doing alright. These speakers, can't get away with them. Just seen them sitting, I was like, oh, hello, come to me. And they did. So that's my eclectic mix of stuff. I'll let you know how I got on. I've got a box of remote controls to go through. I need to go through them all before I go in. I'm going to go and have my lunch because I'm bloody starving. I need to check the batteries out, make sure there's no batteries in them. There's a couple of the ones I looked in, there's no batteries in them, but I need to make sure the batteries are there, because that can not be a good thing. So anyway, I'm on Scotland. No Scotland, no party. Let's do this. Let's shut the 1966. They started half an hour into the bloody first programme. What? I thought they were telling me the time. 1966. Shut up. I was 3. I don't care. Anyway, I'm on Scotland. Let's do it, boys. Have a good one. If you're staying up for it, enjoy it. I'll be staying up for it, and then I'll just be staying up for after that, because I'll be at the car boot at 5:45 tomorrow morning. Falkirk car boot tomorrow morning at 5:45 in the morning, and then I'll be home for about 7:15 or something. Anyway, ciao, ciao. Come on, Scotland.